You know, sometimes the best reflection doesn't happen on the actual workshops or the long walk. Sometimes they happen when you're dressed up as a door. Yes, a door. Stay with me. I promise you this will make sense in the end. I'm Hanna Zaxmy, your leadership coach, and this podcast is your confidence boost in color. Let's go. So before we dive in, if you enjoy this podcast, it would mean a lot if you hit follow or left a short review. It helps more people to find confident leadership in color and keeps this space growing with new reflections like this one. So now you're curious. Last weekend, I went to this Friends theme party. You know, the TV show with Monica, Ross, Rachel, Phoebe, Chandler, and Joey. If you don't know it, you're probably much younger than me. But when I got the invitation, I thought, who should I be? Maybe Monica, the chef that is organized and in control, or Chandler, sarcastic and clever, or maybe Phoebe with her guitar and her smelly cat. Well, one sleepless night later, yeah, you know those nights where your brain just refuses to switch off, I got the answer. It came to me clear as a day. The purple door. Yes, that is how my brain works. You know, the one that Monica's apartment door with the golden frame around the peephole. It's really iconic. It practically screams Friends, and I love it because it stands out with not trying to. It doesn't compete for attention. It's just there, quietly, confident, and welcoming everyone in. So I thought, well, right, that's it. I'm going as the purple door. And a couple of days later, I got the time to use the cardboard, fabric, and the sewing machine, and of course the glue gun. I was ready, fully transformed. I showed up at the party as a door. And let's just say, I was the only one there with the door. Well, not so hard to guess, right? But you know what? When I was stepping out of the costume later that evening, I suddenly thought that this might actually be a perfect representation of what I do. If I had to pick one thing to symbolize my work as a leadership coach, it could actually be a pretty good representation being a door. Being a door means being present, quiet, someone who can open up for something new and also close for something else. And that got me thinking just how powerful the image of a door really is. A door can mean so many things. It can be a pathway, a chance to step into something new, an opportunity waiting to be opened. It can also be a protection, giving us space to breathe, to think, and to growing at our own pace. And sometimes it becomes something to lean on when we're not quite sure if we dare to peek outside or open it, even just a little bit. In my coaching conversations, I often meet clients standing right in front of a door. They can see what's on the other side, like new job or a creative idea, something they are dreaming of and wants to move closer towards, but they still hesitate to open it. Most of the time, they keep themselves busy, saying things like, when I finish this project, or once things calm down a bit, then I open it. It's like being surrounded by endless to-do lists, and that door just becomes another someday thing. Other times, it's that quiet, do I dare to feeling. You know, the cautious peek when you let your eyes and nose sneak out just enough to check if it's safe before stepping through. Or that doubt. Do I even have the right key? What's the next step to take? And sometimes It's that sense of needing to tidy up everything in the room you're already in before you allow yourself to move into a new one. So here's what I've come to love about doors. Well, they swing in both ways. They don't just open up for new opportunities, they also help us to decide what's actually our business and what's not. Because part of leadership, and honestly part of life, is learning that not every knock on the door needs to be answered. Healthy leadership isn't about saying yes to every opportunity, every invitation, or every demand. It's about knowing when to open, when to pause, and when to gently close the door and say, not right now. So maybe the real question isn't just what opportunities am I ready to open the door to, but also what do I need to keep outside for a while? What's simply not my business? Because sometimes the most courageous thing we can do is to protect our own space and our own energy, so that when the right knock does sound, we have the right keys to open the door and the confidence to walk through it. And yes, often a room has more than one door leading in different directions. So it's also about choosing which one to open. As a coach, I often say that my job is to help you to find the keys, not by unlocking the door for you, but by helping you to figure out how to unlock it yourself. Maybe your door has been stuck for years. Maybe the handle feels too heavy to turn. But once you find that one small key, that insight, that question with the answers, that first little action, the door starts to move. And when it does, you realize it's not about stepping through the door, it's about stepping into yourself, stepping out with confidence, clarity, and a little more courage than before. So, what's the door in your life right now? Is it an opportunity that is knocking on the other side? Or something that's not really your business anymore, something it's time to close kindly and move on from? Whatever it is, remember this: you don't have to stay behind a closed door. You have all the keys, and you don't have to walk through it alone. If you're ready to step forward into your next pathway, or to open the right door, close the draining one, and building the confidence to walk through, I'm here and I love to support you. Reach out to me. All the information on how to reach me you find in the show notes. And if this reflection resonated with you, follow the podcast, share it with a friend, or even send me a message and tell me about your door. And on my door, it stands: be confident, be you. And remember, every door you open begins with one small, courageous step forward. So that is how it can be to have reflections after being a door. Don't you love it? See you in the next episode. Until then, be confident, be you.
Confidence starts inside of you.